Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are still covering the Arab League summit convened in the Tunisian capital today. We have the pleasure to have this phone with Dr. Cherif Amir, the professor of the international relations. Welcome, Dr. Amir.
Hello, welcome.
Well, Dr. Amir, how do you see the importance of today's Arab League summit?
Well, this is one of the most historical meetings because it comes in a very crucial timing after the declaration of President Trump concerning the Golan Heights, and it was the first ever declaration of taking a part of one of the countries of the Arab League and making it in sovereignty of another country. And this is one of the things that the Arab League is very concerned about. The second thing, and it's very intriguing, is that still the chair of Syria is empty. So it's very obvious that there is a kind of chaos in a way or another between the views of the Arab countries about this thing. They have to have a country representing, or a delegation representing Syria in order to debate about this question. And we have another problem also, which is, of course, the war in Yemen. And we have another problem also, the question of Libya. So I think that this time things are getting very, very quickly. The only country that I see is able to mend bridges between all the Arab countries is Egypt. We have a very clear stance about the sovereignty of all the Arab countries, the security of the Gulf states, the stability in Libya, the case of the war in Yemen. I hope that that Egypt's view would be taken in consideration and respected, although there is huge differences between many countries.
Yes, Dr. Amir, President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi addressed the summit. His Excellency said that the summit comes at a time when the Arab region is at a dangerous turn of history. He also added that there is no permanent solution to the Arab-Israeli conflict, but with a comprehensive, fair, peaceful solution. How do you see his statement?
Of course, this is a very, very logical statement. We cannot make any prospects of solutions without having balanced negotiations between the parties. We have to have this kind of mediation, which is in Egypt's hands, and everyone knows that Egypt is the mediator who usually stops war and bloodshed in this conflict. And we have seen it in the truce between Hamas and Israel lately. So Egypt's role is very, very crucial. And everyone knows that Egypt's role is something that we cannot put aside. President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi, what he said today is something that we always said it. He always said it in 2014 when he became president. He always said that there have to be a comprehensive peace, that there have to be negotiations, direct negotiations. That's why we were acting always at unifying the Palestinian camp, so there will be a new environment for direct negotiations. We cannot achieve anything but through negotiations. And time and history showed that this was the right path. So I think that the Israeli-Palestinian conflict is a priority for Egypt's foreign diplomacy. We know that Egypt is taking all the steps to make the environment prepared for a comprehensive peace. The Americans know that we are an important partner so as the Russians. So we have our position in the international community. Still, we need to see what the partners themselves, the Israelis and the Palestinians, are willing to do.
Yes, Dr. Amir, President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi also said that the resolutions of the summit will have very strong impact on the present and the future of the Arab region. So how do you see would be the outcome of this summit and would have a very strong effect, like His Excellency, what he said, President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi?
This is exactly what I told you at the beginning of this interview, is that this is one of the historical meetings and summits, because it will debate about the future of an Arab country, which is Syria, and the question of the Golan Heights. We have seen that King Salman of Saudi Arabia voiced his concern and voiced his refusing the sovereignty, Israeli sovereignty over the Golan Heights. So it seems that things are changing dramatically now in the region. So, of course, President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, as a major leader, and he knows the behind the scenes. He knows what he's saying. You know, when he says it will be determining, that he knows very well that critical decisions would be taken, and it's time for hard decisions, and it's time for clear positions about the Syrian government in Damascus, and about the conflict in Libya. We cannot wait any more longer. Time is running out. People are dying, and these Arab countries are not gaining anything from what's going on. So I think that leaders like President Sisi have the task to alert the Arab world that the time is very crucial.
Yes, Dr. Amir, we're still reading or analyzing the statement, the address by President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi to the summit. His Excellency, President al-Sisi, also said it is time to stop the shedding of Arab blood, calling for immediate moves within the Geneva process to achieve peace in Syria.
Exactly, that's what I told you, that enough bloodshed has been spilled. As you read all the statements of President Sisi lately, he's very concerned about the rebuilding and the reconstruction of the devastated Arab countries like Libya, like Syria and Yemen. And he said it numerous times that time is running for these countries to get back again to their former being. So we have the problem of the refugees. We have the problem of people who are being scattered away from their lands in other Arab countries also. We have the problem of the terrorist groups who are still, well, President Trump said that they finished off the Daesh group in Syria, but he said there's still remaining elements in Iraq, so that means that terrorism is still present. It's present and clear danger. It's present in Libya. The task is very different this time, because we're not talking about only sovereignty. We're talking about people who are being killed. We're talking about conflicts that are not being resolved. I think that the moment that the Arab countries would have one stance, one point of view, and one word, things could dramatically change.
Yes, Dr. Amir, also the statement by President Mahmoud Abbas, the Palestinian president, in which he expressed hope that the resolutions from this Arab summit will be taken to support Palestine, being the Arabs' #1 cause. And in this point, I would also like to say that also King of Saudi Arabia, King Salman, also stressed this point, being that the Palestinian cause is a priority not only to Saudi Arabia, but to all the Arabs.
Yes. This is once again a new alert that the whole process that's taking place now in the Middle East, even what we're talking about, the accord or the deal of the century, and we don't know till now what's talking about this deal. We know that the Palestinian-Israeli conflict should be a priority because all what we're witnessing now has been the main source of it is this conflict. And this is what President Sisi said it a few months ago, and when in the Munich conference. And at that time, the Israeli press highlighted his statement, and they said he is the only president who said it clearly. And he said that this is the main problem, because unfortunately many are trying to find other conflicts to work on it, but still we know that this conflict is the major conflict. This is the one that has spread everywhere. So I think that President Mahmoud Abbas is a legitimate representative of the Palestinian people. They have to get along also the government of or the people controlling Gaza. I mean by that Hamas. They have to work with the legitimate government, unite with the legitimate government there in Ramallah. So there will be time of quiet and peace as Egypt is working for the truce, the ceasefire, and they have to get together, form one delegation, and start negotiating, because all of taking the blood and time from the Palestinians.
Yes, Dr. Amir, now Palestine, Syria, Libya. That was the problems were high on the agenda of the Arab Summit. In your point of view, which of these countries would witness a significant solution sooner than the other after the recommendations of this Arab Summit?
Well, it's very difficult to say, because what is very odd is that in the international community, the Syrian conflict is about to end. But in the Arab countries, the Syrian conflict is still didn't end yet. There is much countries who do not recognize President Bashar al-Assad as president. Let's say it clearly. And one of these countries is a major country like Saudi Arabia. So this is a huge task. And I think Egypt's role will be, Egypt and the Emirates will have a major role in mending fences between the Gulf states and Syria. I think that the Syrian conflict is, could be an important step because what we are hoping is that one day Syria will regain its place in the Arab League. The second conflict is the Libyan conflict, because we have seen that the European Union now is split about the illegal immigration between Italy and France, and they all know it's all because of the Libyan conflict. Egypt voiced its concerns from the first day of the conflict, and we have shown that we are very, very strict in fighting terrorism there and fighting illegal immigration, but we have to find a solution. We won't continue this forever. There has to be a solution. So I think that the international community with the Arab countries will work on the Libyan conflict. And, I think that the problem of Daesh also has to be solved sooner or later. President Trump said the remaining groups in Iraq. Well, we have seen the trilateral summit between President Sisi and the King of Jordan, Abdullah, and the Prime Minister of Iraq. I think that this was a clear message to the world that these three countries are intending to coordinate together to fight terrorism. So I think that these conflicts will have a priority. Still, of course, the other conflict, the remaining conflict that it was not cited, is the Yemeni conflict. And this would take time because it's internal warfare with outside foreign powers working on it. So it will have to have a mediation a clear mediation. I think that the Russians are the partner who's capable to find a mediation between Saudi Arabia and Iran in this question.
Yes, I thank you very much for your time, Dr. Cherif Amir, the Professor of International Relations. Thank you very much for your time, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, a short break and I'm going to be back with you.